What's crack-a-lackin'? I just got a brand new fish, and this is very exciting for me because I haven't got a new fish in about over a year. I really haven't been getting a lot of new aquariums or fish in my fish room, which is unfortunate, but that all changed like yesterday. I got a brand new neon dwarf gourami, and it is absolutely amazing. I feel like I haven't really made any videos about my 40 gallon. I made my video when I did the background and when I set it up, and I think the aquascape, but I ended up buying a nice light and getting a good filter and stuff. Well, the light's not the best. I'll talk about that later. And I haven't added anything else in here. The only things that were living in this aquarium before I got my fish were just some snails, and yeah, that was it. And I really like this aquarium, just the scape that it has, and there were a couple things that I was gonna do with it. I was either going to get some goldfish, possibly move my angelfish into this aquarium and get discus to go into my 90 gallon, or I was just gonna make this into a community tank, and that's kind of what I've landed on. I feel like that's what I do with all my aquariums. I just really like community tanks. I'm able to have so many different fish. But enough talking about all of this, let me flash back to yesterday when I went to this pet store to pick up this fish. I should get that one right there. I'm getting this guy right here. He is so cute. He's so tiny too, like he'll get a little bit bigger like that, but adorable. Can you help me get one of the gouramis?
Yeah, sure.
A little bit jump. And get some mealworms because I'm looking after my friend's leopard gecko. Look at these guys. Yeah, these are kind of nasty, but I did not expect to buy him today. I was eventually gonna get one, but like, he's just so cool. Okay, now that we're back, you might have noticed that I went to the pet store and I wasn't really planning on buying a fish. I ended up going just to get some mealworms and some crickets for my friend's leopard gecko. I've been taking care of it over the past couple of months and I need to get some new food for him. And when I was at the store, of course, I decided to look at the aquarium section like I always do. But a fish stood out to me, and it was this neon dwarf gourami. It was like one of the only fish in the aquarium, and it was really tiny and really adorable and super colorful. And I was like, that guy is awesome. And I was with my brother and I kind of convinced myself to buy it. Even though I wasn't really planning on getting a fish at the pet store, I just decided to buy it, which was kind of fast. But this aquarium needs fish. Like, it's just been sitting around with the light, the filter, the heater, and it just hasn't had anything living in it for like months, which is just bad. It really needs to have some fish in here. So I decided to pick up this neon dwarf gourami, and I think he's absolutely adorable. Over the past like 24 hours, he's been a little bit stressed because of the light and him getting used to it, but I feel like he's a little bit more comfortable now that I've been in the fish room with him. But he is awesome. So I have had a couple different gouramis in the past. I currently have one in my 90 gallon, and that guy's really awesome in there, but I decided to have him in this aquarium just because I'm planning on getting a couple different community fish, and I think he'll do well, since gouramis are typically known to be semi-peaceful in aquariums. And I think if I get maybe like 2 or 3 more, that they'll be able to swim in a little group together and they won't really bother anyone else in this fish tank. I also do plan to get some shrimp for this aquarium just because of the rock structure. I really feel like shrimp will have so many hiding spots and so many spots for them to be able to molt and breed, and I think it's going to be really great if they're able to have a massive little community in here. I'm really hoping that works out. I'm not sure what species. I might just go with like Neocardinia or the cherry shrimp. I think that those guys might just do the best, and I think their red color would look great against this darker substrate. If not, I might go with like the yellow bee shrimp. Those guys are pretty awesome as well. Leave some suggestions down below. One thing I also want to address is the light. So I bought this light when I set up the aquarium, and one thing about it, like about a month into having the light, or like 2 months, the power brick for the light ended up dying. So I found a replacement in my house and I put it on, and I don't feel like it makes it as bright as it was before. I don't know if it's the light or if it's the power brick, but I might need to buy a secondary light for this aquarium just to make it a little bit more bright, because I feel like it's pretty dark, especially with the substrate. Since the substrate is black and the backdrop is black as well, I think we really need to have some more light and vibrance in this aquarium. This fish tank also has a lot of lava rock, which is red, which should stand out if we have a little bit more of a powerful light. One thing also that I'm looking forward for this aquarium is having some live plants in there. Right now I have a lot of duckweed and frog bit at the top of the aquarium, but I don't really have anything planted in the soil, so I really need to start scaping this and making it look beautiful. Let me know if you have some plant suggestions down below. I might want to keep something a little bit more simple to maintain and something that's a little bit bigger for my fish. I really want to have some community fish in here, and sometimes I've noticed in a community tank that some fish might get a little bit more aggressive, and the easiest way to combat that is by having some taller plants that are able to block the line of sight of those aggressive fish. They kind of like lose focus when there's a lot of plants surrounding the smaller fish, and it gives the smaller fish a place to hide, and that's always a great thing. I'm going to show you a quick couple of nice close-up shots of my dwarf dwarf gourami just because he is really awesome. And I think his color is starting to perk up. He was very colorful at the pet store, but I noticed once I brought him home, he wasn't as colorful with all the stress of traveling. So hopefully he looks a little bit better now, but here are these shots. That's my dwarf gourami. He is really adorable. I just think once he gets a little bit bigger, I think his adult size is going to be about 2 inches. That's what I've noticed with these type of gouramis. I think he'll be pretty awesome. He is more of a tropical fish, so we're going to have to get some fish that are able to go with him in this aquarium. Like I said, I've had some success with keeping them in the past, so I'm pretty sure he'll do really well in this fish tank. Like, he has a lot of personality. He's just staying on the side of the glass, swimming by. It's really nice to just watch and look at. And I came up with a name for him. I'm just going to call him Blue, just because, like, he's more neon. I was thinking of calling him Neon, but I also like the color blue. It's from like Jurassic World. I just think it's a cool name. So what's up, Blue? But one thing I've been holding off on doing ever since I got him was feeding him, because I prefer to feed my fish about 24 hours after I get them, because after they come from the pet store, they're a little bit stressed out, and I don't want to feed them and feel like they have to eat and be like stressed out and going to the surface. Like when I got him, he was very cautious. He was hiding in the driftwood, and he was just staying over there because he was obviously scared and freaked out. But I think, as you can see, he's just been swimming up and down, so that's just been really nice. And I apologize if it's kind of dark in here. Like the aquarium's kind of dark, and also there's like water stains. I'm so embarrassed. But hopefully the light can get like brighter. Like that's just dim. So I'm gonna grab some food, and then we'll be able to feed him some flake food. All right, guys, if you can see Blue, he's right there. I've been feeding the Fluval bug bites for most of my fish. This is just their flake food. I'm kind of running low on it, so I'll probably have to get some more or try some other foods. If you guys have any good suggestions, please let me know down below. All right, I'm just gonna put a little pinchful. Since he's like new to my aquarium, he doesn't really know like the foods at the top. I mean, he's kind of been fed that his whole life. I don't know if he has sinking food or something, so I'm just gonna throw some in. Gladly, like I said, there are some snails in here that'll be able to take care of the food, the excess, because I assume he's not going to be able to eat it all. That is like the benefit of having plecos and shrimp and other bottom feeders. They're able to eat the leftover food. The filter's kind of pushing it toward him. Oh, it's so dark on this camera. Oh, there he goes. He's finally starting to eat. Okay, it looks like he's actually eating quite a bit, so that's definitely a good sign. All right, awesome, and you can just see his color. But like I said, there is a lot of duckweed in here. Like, that's of course blocking a lot of the light, but at the same time, I feel like this aquarium is pretty dark. Like, this is what this camera sees, and like everything just looks super dark on this camera, but I think the one that I'm filming with right now makes it a little bit brighter. What's up, Blue? Look at his coloration, and I feel like he's such a beautiful fish. I honestly love those little tentacles at the bottom. If you can see these little tubes at the bottom, just like angelfish have, they're not really used for anything besides sensing the water environment around them. It's really great if the water is cloudy or dark and they're not able to actually see. They're able to use those little whiskers to be able to know their environment and feel around. Like you can see they're tilted more to the top or in front of him. And that way, if there's like some sort of object in his way, he'll be able to sense it and move around it. But look at him. He's so cool. Dude, I love filming like this. Like, I don't know, I'm filming with my phone right now, and I just feel like it looks so much better than my camera. Like, look at him. And look at all the textures. He looks like a discus. I don't know. Just with like how the color is. It's just so weird to see all that detail and coloration. Like, and he's like fluorescent. It's just so cool. Let me know if Blue's a good name for him. I think it's a good name.
Okay.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe button if you haven't already. Comment down below if you want to see some other videos like this, or if you want me to get some new fish, because I really need to populate this aquarium. I'd really like some suggestions. I kind of have a couple in mind that I want to get. Like I said, I want to keep this more of a community tank, so I don't want to have too big a fish, and I don't want to have too aggressive fish. So we're kind of keeping it simple, kind of nice and vanilla, but I think the plants will really spice up this aquarium. Thank you guys for watching. Check out my latest video right here. I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy, fam. Peace. Wapa.